Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy day in the life of a nursing student vlog. Today I have my skills day, so I just finished getting dressed in my Chamberlain blues to go on campus. And today I'm really excited for class because we are getting into the respiratory system, so we're going to start using our stethoscopes and listening to those breath sounds, which I don't know, it just really makes me feel nursey. Is that a word? Nursey? So I'm very excited for class today. It's going to be fun, and I need a little bit of fun this week because we have two big exams in health assessment and pathophysiology, so it's a really busy week. And so I thought today, as we're doing our day in a life vlog, that we would talk more about nursing school exams and how to prepare for those. Are you cold? Looks kind of cold. Are you ready to go to school? Come on. I, again, did not take my own advice last night and did not pack up my skills bag. Do as I say, not as I do. Now I'm going to get my notes together. I made this yesterday after health assessment lecture because we went through respiratory disorders, and she said we need to be familiar with the disease, the definition of the disease, the signs and symptoms, and the general survey of the patient, what we're going to feel and what we're going to hear associated with these diseases. So I knew I needed a good way to organize it, so I made this little cheat sheet. I did go put it on my website on twicenrn.com. It's a free download, so I'm going to fill out the respiratory disorders that we need to know, everything that needs to be associated with it, and then I'll probably 3-hole punch this and put it into a binder just so I can just keep reviewing all of this information, and it's all organized and in one spot. I will just put everything in my backpack. I even throw my wallet and everything in there because I just don't like to carry too much stuff around on campus. It's too much. And then, of course, my little sheets, disposable sheets for my dummy. That's one thing they're doing during COVID to prevent any spread of germs. Do any of you have a super clingy dog? I don't know if it's the Aussie in him or if he's just a huge baby. Man, is he clingy this morning. I also always bring a huge thing of water. This is my Yeti. It holds 24 ounces, and if I put ice in it and cold water, it stays cold for hours. So it's perfect to bring on your skills days and your clinical days. We're gonna get going here in a few minutes. I give myself plenty of time to drop the dogs off, go to Starbucks, and like a good 45 minutes to an hour to get to class, so that I'm there early and I don't have to worry about being late because that's a whole big thing in Chamberlain. So anyway, we have to leave in a few minutes, so I thought I'd sit down and just talk for a little while about how to prepare for your exams. So the first thing that I do is, honestly, I start preparing for my exams the very first day of class. And what I mean by that is you need to start preparing your notes right away. So the notes that I just showed you earlier, I'll print those out and start doing that on the very first day of class. And you're just going to progressively keep making those notes every single time that you have class, every time that you study. So you're going to build this really, really good study guide for yourself. So you're not cramming last minute, trying to write out all of that information 2 nights before the test. Start the very first day. I know there are a lot of really great electronic options for notes, but I'm just more traditional in that I like to physically write it out. So whichever way you feel like you retain the information, start building your notes from the very first day of class. And that's going to help you so much a couple days before the exam because you already have all of your notes laid out, organized, and all you have to do is review and quiz yourself. I just pulled in for class. Thankfully, there was not too much traffic today, and I was able to stop and get some coffee before class, so that is always good. guys can see me and hear me okay. I'm gonna sit in the car and eat this before I have to go pick up the dogs. So skills day was awesome. It's always good. We just were practicing the listening to the respiratory sounds and where to put the stethoscope to listen to the various sounds for those evaluations. So we just kind of practiced that today, and we did that on our mannequins because we still can't touch each other. So we did watch some YouTube videos on what the sounds are that we need to start identifying. So overall, really good class. But unfortunately, we got some more bad news. I got the exact same score on my second health assessment exam. So I'm like super disappointed about that, especially after all of the studying changes that I made. I was really thinking that I did better this time. So unfortunately that dropped my grade down just a little bit, and I now have a C in the class. So I don't like being at a C this close to the end of the session because I just don't have a lot of cushion going into the final. So I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm a little bit nervous. However, I will say I don't think I'm alone. It sounded like from the other classmates that I talked to today that we're all kind of in the same boat, and it really boils down to the fact that this is the first time we've had NCLEX style questions, which is just an entirely new way of testing, and it's just going to take a lot of practice to understand it. So gonna meet with my professor again, and I am going to make a couple of tutoring appointments as well, put in a little bit extra effort, and I'm going to ask them to focus a lot on quizzing me on those NCLEX style questions, and then showing me the rationale behind it and how they get to the correct answer, so I can just start following that thought process. So unfortunately, that's where I'm at. I'm disappointed, but I'm not discouraged. I know that this is just part of the learning process, and that eventually it'll click for me and I'll get there. So disappointed, not discouraged. All right, I'm finally home from skills day, and I am just wiped. I don't know why, but skills days, for whatever reason, just completely wear me out. It's an only 2-hour long class, and I absolutely love them, but usually in the afternoon I have to like take a break before I can do anything else because I'm just pooped. So today we talked about how to start taking your notes to prepare for your exams, and we went over the fact that I highly recommend that you start on day 1 of your lecture and start building those notes for yourself, because if you wait until the last minute before the test, you're going to have hours and hours and hours of notes to fill out or make. So start doing it on your very first day. Save yourself some time before the exam and have all of that information already built for yourself. And then we also went over how I recommend building in extra time before the exam. If you're traveling, if you're taking in-person classes, make sure you get there with plenty of time, because you do not want to be rushing. You don't want to get in a flustered state. So just take your time, get there early. If you're sitting in the parking lot for a while, that's fine. It gives you some time to just calm your mind and prepare yourself for the exam. And I think the last thing I really wanted to go over with you guys is your routine the night before is just as important as your routine the day of. I really advocate for getting a really good night's sleep and not having any alcohol the night before your exam. Set yourself up for a really good night's sleep. Your brain needs that rest. It needs that deep sleep to be able to store information. It's my dogs again. Stopped. Okay, I think we're good. I really recommend that you guys get a good night's sleep, so set yourself up for that. It's really important, and I know a lot of nursing students tend to stay up really late and just get a couple hours of sleep before the exam. don't do it. Been there, don't do it. Okay, so that kind of wraps up my day in the life vlog preparing for exams. I hope this information was helpful for you guys. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up because that lets me know that you're enjoying this content and that you'd like to see more of it. And then leave me a comment down below if there's something that you do before an exam that you think might help everyone else. So thanks again for joining me, guys. I am going to take a little bit of a break this afternoon before I hit the books for pathophysiology exam tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a great day and you're doing really well on your exams. Bye!